Welcome back to the show. We're joined now by North Central SID Clark Teuscher. Clark, always good to see you, and we'll start with the women's golf team. They've been on a roll this season, the final tune-up before conference, and they keep the low numbers coming.
Yeah, they were without their top player, Alyssa Gaudio. She's been nursing some wear and tear type injury issues, so she sat out in preparation for 3 straight days of competitive golf this week. And the rest of the team managed to do pretty well in her stead. So certainly some good momentum to keep going through this weekend up at Wheaton.
And another thing that really is history making for that program is national rankings for the first time ever. Huge step.
Yeah, they debuted in the rankings as 16th in the country with some very, very good tradition-rich programs, many of which have been to the national championships multiple times. So certainly good company to be in, and a chance this week for them to prove they belong there.
And you alluded to it a little bit, the big conference tournament this weekend in Wheaton. You know, going in, North Central wasn't expected to do this well in the conference tournament. And, you know, you got Wesleyan that's won 8 straight conference titles, and they've done really well against every one of these teams head-to-head.
Yeah, well, Wesleyan's not going to give it up without a fight. I mean, they like being able to take that trophy home every year. So this is the first year that it's a 54-hole event. It had been 36 every other year, which adds another element of stamina to it and mental focus. So it's going to be the team that plays the most consistently well throughout the 3 days that takes that home.
And moving to cross country, the men take on 2 tournament fields last weekend. Just barely miss out bringing home 2 titles. Yeah,
they went to Notre Dame Invitational, which is one of the bigger meets in the Midwest throughout the year. Lost by 7 points to an Eastern Michigan team that's pretty comparable to the University of Illinois team that they raised a couple of weeks ago at the intercollegiates. They're fairly similar in the regional rankings in Division I. Michael Spain remains undefeated. He ran away with that race on what's a pretty fast course against some great competition. So. You know, and they sent the reserve team to Carthage and came home with a title there. I had 5 of the top 6 finishers, and Johnny Kaufman on a tough course coming away with the victory.
And you barely beat me to it, Michael Spain. It seems like we talk about him every week. Really, these big fields, doing as well as he is, racking up all the honors he is, really has to prep him and this team for nationals.
Well, there isn't much Mike's not seen at this level. He's really a seasoned competitor, and he's been up against a lot of great athletes. His task this year is to lift the rest of the team up and carry them with him to the top of the victory stand.
And the tennis team finishing up their dual meet season earlier this week and have a big meet this weekend with conference.
Yeah, they took on Judson University in their final home match of the fall and really kind of overwhelmed that team 1-9 to 0. They've got some injury issues as well. There may be a shorter player or 2 as they go into the conference tournament, but the main goal right now is to get into the top 4 and to be able to participate in the automatic qualifier tournament in the spring.
Yeah, and it's another team that we've kind of talked about all fall here. The volleyball team stumbled out of the gate a little bit in CCIW play, but notched another win earlier this week. Seems like they could maybe build some momentum as they head to Iowa this weekend.
Yeah, they got back up to 2-2 with a victory over North Park on Tuesday. Puts them up to 11-8 overall. They've got a tournament out in Iowa this weekend. 4 teams that they are capable of posting victories against. They've yet to go through a weekend and win all 4 at a tournament. So this would be a good time to start.
Well, Clark, appreciate the time and always the accurate and timely updates.
Thank you, Alex.
And that's all the time we have for this edition of the Red Zone. I'm Alex Simmons. We hope to see you back here next week.